life is an experience. And there are some assumptions that have been deeply ingrained into us that make the experience appear a certain way. These beliefs are things that sometimes we take for granted. A concept, a belief that I am male, for example, is something that we don't ever question. Think, well, I am male is not a belief, it's true. And some of these beliefs that are deeply ingrained and unquestioned can keep some of the aspects of the experience that are ever present unrecognized. And so for the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to challenge some of these beliefs about the nature of self and what experience is. The world appears to be an objective reality that is always here. That's because we take the experience to be a reflection of truth. If I describe it as an experience, what that means is everything that is present right now is part of the single experience arising in this present moment. And if I ask everyone to close your eyes, if we're present with the experience, from our own present moment experience, we'll see that it has changed radically. The visual components have vanished. We may well have a belief that says, well, that's because I've closed my eyes. If you're present with the experience is radically different. And if you open your eyes, the experience has changed radically again. And if we close our eyes, it's changed. The experience is always changing. What doesn't change is that there is an awareness that is always aware of the changing experience. Awareness has to be present in order for experience to be there. So if we have our eyes closed and drop the idea that there is a body sitting in a room which can't be verified when our eyes are closed, and if we notice that what we might think are the back of our eyelids is actually this vast open space, with no edges, no boundaries, and yet what's undeniable is that there is an awareness of that space. Sound can arise in that space and fall back into the nothing. If we recognize that a belief may be running about what reality is, a belief that says, actually there is a room and there is a person sitting in the room and there is another person talking and the sounds I hear are from the person outside sitting in the room. If we realize that's just a belief, and if we are present with the experience as it is right now, where is the room? Another aspect that is ever present in the experience is the sense of existence. So the body and the room are not present when we have our eyes closed, or what we call our eyes closed. And yet, the awareness and the sense of I am, I exist, is always there. And if we open our eyes, the experience changes radically again. The room appears, other people appear, the body is here. And what is constant is the awareness of the experience and the sense of existence, I am. So when the experience is filled with perception objects, the recognition of the awareness that is aware of the perception objects, the recognition of the sense of I am, of existence, is a little harder to recognize. But when the experience changes radically such that the perception objects are not there, and we drop any ideas about who we are, drop any ideas about being a body, sitting with our eyes closed, and just remain present with the experience as it is right now. So anyone with their eyes open, if you choose to, close your eyes again. And realize that the experience has now changed radically. The content of the experience is radically different. But awareness is there. If I ask the question, are you dead? You don't need to intellectualize it. You don't need to think, am I dead? There is a sense of existence. I am. And if we remain really present with the experience of I am, we realize it doesn't say what is. It might be some leftover beliefs that say, well, I am a body, I am 44 years old. But if those are just seen as thoughts that are not verified in the current experience, the notion that there is a here and a there, is it verifiable in this present moment experience? Is it true that San Francisco exists or Australia exists? I only put forward these suggestions because if we start to see that we're very rarely present with the experience as it is, without trying to change it, just witnessing it, if we're not present with the experience, a very essential part of our nature goes overlooked. This ever-present awareness and sense of existence is the very source of our happiness and contentment. be able to rest here. And if a connection to this formless essence of our being is not established, then we only know ourselves as the physical aspect of the human being. And the physical aspect of the human being is always changing. The physical aspect of the human being is attacked by life. So if we only know ourselves as that, life is essentially an attack on who I am moment after moment. To the extent that we are able to find this place inside where I am, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of whether things are going well or not well, a place prior to thinking. Our being is there even when we don't think about who we are. When we don't think about how things should or shouldn't be. So this really is our home. So we find ourselves with this sense from time to time where we feel, I feel lost, I need to find myself. That's usually because a connection to this place, the heart, has been lost. So this is one aspect, is to be able to connect to the being that is present in every human being at any point in time. In order for experience to be there, there must be awareness of the experience. Daily life is an experience, which means awareness is ever present, and the sense of existence is ever present. So no one is ever missing anything. What's happened is that the pathway to our heart has become untrodden and overgrown. We need to be reminded that the human being at its core is not a physical being. At its core, we're consciousness, which is formless and ever-present, unchanging, unaffected, untouched by what happens in the flow of life. So we don't live our life in a state of sitting in meditation. Meditation of this sort, where we sit quietly, is an opportunity to become more and more aware of this formless aspect of the human being. And once that awareness becomes stabilized, we find that we're able to walk through life, witnessing life unfold without the need to control what happens, because it has become abundantly clear that what I am at my core is not touched by circumstance.